This is the Google 1-month overview reading for the month of September 2023. It's currently July 27th, 2023, 6:53 p.m. Eastern Time. Google at the time of this reading in the extended hours is currently $130.18. That's USD. And the shuffle file for the Google reading for September was created on July 4th, 2023 at 9:16 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. The overall theme and behavior for September, we have the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline. This is very similar, or excuse me, this is the same theme that we had for August. A halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline, and then it was crossed with sideways rotation, establishing support. This is crossed with a notable reversal. When we look at the 1 year, we've got the Hangman card appearing in September, so that's a cross read and congruency. And sometimes the fortune card is a high. We may revisit a high here in September before a big decline. It's possible. We'll see as we get into it in more detail. Behavior around the high, we have a peak specifically. It's not a crest or a peak, specifically a peak that we sell off from pretty notably on the scale of a multi-day chart. And then behavior around the lowest low, we have sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears inflow and outflow. It's very sideways kind of energy. Usually it's within like a narrow channel, but sometimes it's price swings. So we'll probably see the low more than once based on that kind of like back and forth behavior. And you can see we have some correlations right here, multiple correlations to a low. There's probably a low here on the 26th too. Before we go any further, let's take a look at the 1 year and see how we're doing. The 1 year was created December 8th, 2022 at 6:16 p.m. Eastern Time. This spread right here. And so we had a significant high on the cusp of January, February. It was the highest high thus far, so that stood out pretty well, and it brought us down to a lowest low around the end of February. We actually saw the lowest low again. We're a little late on it here in April, but there was two lowest lows right here and here. And then there's a prominent crest or peak that forms. That was the rally increasing with momentum. It ended up being in March rather than April, but we had it on the cusp of March, April, so not far. And then we have this big move reaching for a distant resistance in May. That's the Lust card, followed by the completion of a rally along a diagonal trend line with a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line, taking us into prominent trough and a prominent peak. And then into July, we revisited the lows of June and early July, and then there's a prominent peak that formed mid-July and then late July, and actually took us to our highest high here on the cusp of the end of July. That full card, that's that gap right there. The full card I'm finding is very often a gap, and so you can see there's the full card. And what does that do? That gaps us up to an important price level at a highest high. There's a cash out opportunity at the high in August, and then we start to break down. This is actually a really solid reading. Done in 2002, still being used today reliably. That's ESO meta-analysis. Guys, if you're interested in ordering a 1 year for any crypto or ticker, it's a great way to support this channel. You can do that here at ESO Meta Post on our website, Tarot for Traders. Scroll down to 1 year report, click here, and then specify the year and the ticker or the crypto symbol. Continue and purchase. Much appreciation to all of you that go ahead and do that, and all of you that do that regularly. So the day-by-day chart behavior. So we have this sideways fluctuating decline on the 1st that precedes a rally. We likely open higher on the 5th at a peak or crest that we sell off from down to and through support. We do a U-shaped reversal and come back and reuse that price level as support, and it's an important level on like a multi-day. I think we're probably rallying on the 5th into a peak or crest on the 6th and then fall pretty hard from a peak or crest. So we make a crest on the 5th, we decline to and through support, do a U-shaped reversal, come back and reuse it as support. There's actually an important trough here as indicated by the death card, and then at the end of the day we rally like this unexpected move to the upside, and that takes us into a high. I'm advised that Ruin is advising not to chase that rally. By the end of the day on the 7th, we'll have this big move back down. On the 8th, notable decline, creating multiple new resistance at lower price levels on the way down. On the 11th, we have some tricky chart behavior. We poke through a price level to the downside late morning. And there's some sort of tricky chart behavior there because we end up moving to the upside, and there's a peak or crest and a day trade opportunity in there on the 11th. You want to be very careful if you trade on the 11th because it's the prudence card. I think it's more tricky than the devil card. We move higher on the 12th, a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time. Likely open lower on the 13th and then rally again into a peak or crest at the end of the day, a prominent peak or crest for the month, and we have the halting of a bullish trend, a notable drop in the morning of the 14th, or gap gap down in the morning of the 14th with a notable drop there, probably a gap down. And then we have this notable move on the 15th, a lot of price change there. After going lower, we established support, and then there's a big move higher back to a prominent peak or crest for the month. On the 18th, an important resistance level. The peace card is either a decline off of a resistance level, or more so it's kind of like a resistance level that we kind of flatten out around. But I'd say we probably decline off of it based on the combination that we have here, with the 19th being the universe card, the biggest decline card in the deck, and it also takes us to a lowest low. It's probably a lowest low thus far. There's a notable move to the upside on the 20th, which is a fake out or a shakeout. There's a trade opportunity here between the 19th and 20th as well, that I'll talk about in the paid version. The way that you get the paid version of the Google readings on a monthly basis, this is one of the tickers that you have to get the all paid subscription in order to get the paid version. It does come out nearly every month moving forward, but I didn't want to be on the hook to do it every month. What you're getting is about 3 to 8 minutes of additional content where we discuss the best trade opportunities and what trades to avoid, what to look for as far as entry and exit points with chart behavior and estimations of time and that sort of thing. And usually we're pretty good, so if you trade responsibly, you have a notable edge there. But we're not right all the time, so you must trade responsibly. So it's not on the subscription list under SO Meta Posts, monthly subscriptions. So the only way to get the paid version for both the Google reading and the Amazon reading is going to be through the $250 all paid. And there will also be one-offs that come out occasionally that are 1 months that are just a one-off. Those will only be able to get the paid version in this all paid as well. So makes sense if you're interested in multiple tickers, crypto, or Amazon or Google, to go for that subscription. Thank you to all those of you that go ahead and do that. We definitely recognize your names in the live feeds. You guys are the core foundation of what we're able to do on this channel. So thanks again. With that said, let's get back into it. And then on the 21st, looks like we gap down, or we have a sharp decline to the downside first thing in the morning. And then it's kind of like mixed. There's a resistance level that's highlighted there. It may be the same resistance as the 18th, followed by on the 22nd, another lowest low. It may be on the 21st. It's hard to say if it's on the 21st the second time, on the 21st or the 22nd. But there's another lowest low there. Matter of fact, it's the lowest low on the 20th as well. We attempt to establish support on the 22nd, probably at a lowest low again. Either that or the 25th is a lowest low again. A sideways S formation back and forth in a channel on the 25th. So we've declined from resistance, meet support, reverse, go all the way back to resistance, reverse and decline all the way back to support again, creating a sideways S within a channel. There's a pretty big drop to a trough midday on the 26th. So it might be that we gap down overnight on the 25th into this 26th, or there's just a pretty big drop there, and then we sideways fluctuating rally out of that drop takes us to a peak or crest at the end of the day on the 26th. Trade opportunity on the cusp of the 26th, 27th in the period of volatility, and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of volatility. A decline into the 28th, and the decline in the 28th offers an opportunity to open up a long position. We either have a prominent crest at the end of the day there on the 28th, or more likely it's a new high after making those lowest lows in the 3rd week and towards the beginning of the 4th week. This would be on the 29th, a new local high. So not a highest high per se, but a new local high after making new lows. The sneak preview for the following month. Usually the futility card starts out of a decline, but it could be that there's a negative headwinds, like an unusual amount of negative headwinds. In either case, there's a move to the upside in the face of seemingly overwhelming odds or headwinds. When we look at October, we have kind of a bit of a rally early in the month, and then we sell from a near overbought peak or crest. It's a brief peak that's easily missed, taking us into a low for the month. And that's Google for September 2023. My friends, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to follow that rule of karma, guys. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where we ask that you donate 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities through one of these click here links. And 5% of the profits back to the channel as a thank you through one of these click here links. Leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that money out of love or reinvest, and the universe will send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned if you got the paid version.